Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome all of you back to my next video. I'm going to present to all of you here on YouTube, and it's going to basically be my quick synopsis of the recent event Nintendo held a couple of days ago on January 12th, 2017, finally detailing some information that all of us have wanted to know, finally detailing information, revealing stuff for the new system, handheld, hybrid, thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, the Nintendo Switch. And before I get into diving on my thoughts on each individual little game and whatnot, I want to give a quick synopsis of the overall, show as a whole. And I do think overall, it was mostly good. I think the overall presentation of it, from beginning to end, just jumping in between games, all their transitions, all the different people talking about games and stuff, from the different teams and different third parties and different members of Nintendo and whatnot. Overall, I think it was pretty good. I don't think there was too many slow points in there. Overall, they didn't dwell on anything too much. And overall, I think that was a good major focus of the show. One really random part, especially because given the fact that this was a show in Japan, and presenting it late at night over here like in America and whatnot, all the translators and everything, a lot of them sounded pretty good, and then you get some ones like the one for Suda and stuff, and the guy that did Splatoon 2 and whatnot, and you get some really funny, hilarious, sometimes interesting sounding translators. Some of them kind of sound a bit depressed too. I don't know what was going on there. But overall, the translation, for the most part, was pretty good. They got the point across. That's about that. And overall, I think the show is decently paced. Now, when it comes to specific games, I'm going to start off with the new Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey, the new 3D Mario platforming game. Overall, I think it was pretty good. I do think that it looked really interesting and unique and different. Something that I think Mario kind of needs. I mean, it's not fully jumping out of like a Mario Galaxy 64 type feel, and it's not really all that different, but I think it's going to stand out for the different worlds Mario is jumping between. It's a lot more like a Mario Sunshine 64 type game, kind of like more of an open-ish world type Mario game. And overall, it's looking pretty good with the gameplay and Bowser in a tuxedo, which is really kind of interesting. The villains and the worlds that you can travel between. The hat being like alive, like Minish Cap, and using all the powers on that. That was pretty cool overall. Mario in the real world is actually really kind of random, but okay. We could all deal with it. It's just, this is kind of interesting seeing like a New York City type setting. They showed Splatoon 2, so now we officially know that the Splatoon they showed back, when the Switch was shown off like last October or whatever, is actually not going to be a remaster of the original. It's going to be a sequel. Overall, it looks pretty fun. The new power-ups and everything. Nothing much to say there. Splatoon 1 was actually pretty sweet. Awesome. And there's Splatoon 2. New IP, the ARMS game, which is like a futuristic fighting boxing type thing. Very interesting, characters they have there. Like, they showed off a couple of the characters. It looks like it's going to be pretty fun using like the motion, the box. It's going to be like Wii boxing, but amped up. That's pretty cool. Overall, I think it's cool seeing Nintendo do new IPs, because for a while there, they weren't really doing anything since like Pikmin until about Splatoon. Except for on the handhelds. You saw stuff like on DS and whatnot, and the 3DS kind of thing, but in between there, like on the home console, especially like on the Wii and like the GameCube most part, they really didn't do too much of that, and it's kind of cool seeing Nintendo really push that now, and this game does look pretty interesting, and hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge, we have potential Smash Brothers newcomers from those guys. Okay, so that was ARMS, which looks pretty cool. It would also be pretty cool if they actually do like a futuristic Lil Mac as a bonus guest character in there. That'd be pretty cool. 1-2 Switch. Kind of interesting that you get a game where you basically don't have to focus on the screen here, and you can just be like doing like the gun stuff and the cry stuff, disco. It's kind of weird and interesting that they have all these different types of things you could do with that. It's not going to be a game I think that's going to be a major game for it, but it's kind of cool. Kind of the distance thing they talked about and all the different motions and stuff that the controllers can go towards each other. It was pretty fun. I would say it's not like the game I'm most looking forward to, but it actually is. It's decently there. It looks interesting. It has unique ways of playing the game. Xenoblade 2. Yes, we get more Xenoblade. That looks pretty freaking awesome. Basically, as far as we've seen, a continuation of the first Xenoblade Chronicles. awesome RPG. Cool that we're finally seeing a sequel after, especially since we weren't originally supposed to get the first game. Operation Rainfall came, and we got that, and we pushed that game out, made it more popular. Got Shulk and Smash Bros. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which was a pretty decent success on the Wii U as well. And then we got this, awesome. Another major game that I was so happy to finally hear. Fire Emblem Warriors! Yes! 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 The Nintendo franchise that makes the most sense as a Musou game, as a Warriors game. Fire Emblem. It looks awesome. I mean, that's one of the top games I'm most looking forward to. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't screw it up and just put Awakening Fates and Marth characters in there, because we need Alm, we need Sigurd, we need Leif, Micaiah, Ephraim, Arika, Soth, everyone! Shin Megami Tensei, which is pretty much going to be 5. Kind of cool that they're continuing that off the 3DS. They showed more Zelda, which looks pretty freaking awesome. Breath of the Wild looks really good. That ending trailer was awesome. They showed a lot of on that sizzle reel type game from first and third parties. We're getting Disgaea 5. We're getting a lot of other games from third parties. There's going to be the sports games. We know at least NBA. No, we know FIFA's going to be there in NBA 2K17, I think. So more 2K17 games are probably going to come, as well as more EA sports games. And basically, a bunch of other games. I'm losing track of what else they announced. We know there's the Street Fighter, Ultimate Street Fighter 2 or whatever. It's Ultra Street Fighter 2. That's pretty cool. And I'm trying to think now. I'm losing track on what else was announced. Dragon Quest 10 is going to be on it, as well as 11, which we already knew about. Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, pretty cool. We're going to get Dragon Ball Z finally back on the home Nintendo console since the beginning of the Wii. And what else? A lot of other games. And a lot of it's not yet to be announced. So, that's really about it. That's all the major stuff, I would think. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything right now, because right now I'm not thinking of anything else. But they announced a lot of stuff. There's more games to come. Hopefully those 80 plus games, we get a good chunk of Nintendo franchises that haven't been used lately, as well as, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they updated, they're giving us that. Now that's going to be a port, but updated. So there you go, that's pretty cool. So hopefully more Nintendo franchises to come. Hopefully a lot of third parties come. They did show Skyrim a bit. And Lego City's coming to it, and, Minecraft, and all those other games. So there's that. So at least we're seeing some third-party games, and hopefully they stay there and they do well. Hopefully. And then E3's coming along the way soon, so we're going to see some more stuff announced there. So here's hoping. The event wasn't perfect. Like I said, I think there's some stuff they probably should have showed more of, like maybe more games, although they were, probably stressed for time, probably. So there's that. And basically that's about it. Like, my thoughts on the event, because I don't know how much longer I have left on this camera here for the phone, and I just wanted to get through the major focus of the games anyways. So that's about it. Good. My overall thoughts. Overall, I think the pacing was pretty good. They did show a lot of content. There's a lot of stuff that I think a lot of fans, especially, would want to hear more about. We finally got a price point, $300. We finally got... we know there's going to be the controllers with the colors of blue and, like, red neon, whatever. And hopefully we get to know more about some games in the future, but we know about a lot that's going to basically be filling up 2017. And like I said, E3's along the way, so hopefully we can get some more stuff there. And that's really about it. That's overall my thoughts. Overall, I enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect. Some of the translations was pretty weird. They could have went in depth on a few more things, probably revealed a few more games, but obviously I think they were basically only showing really what they were able to that was more along in development. And that's really about it. That's my thoughts, Snipe Penis Fun's thoughts on the Nintendo Switch event from January 12th, 2017. We are less than 2 months away from this thing, and Nintendo, hopefully you can push this thing to the moon and back, because this is your big chance to just kick the industry's ass so bad if you can just be really awesome. Nintendo games and third parties. this third-party section here, you can't lose it, Nintendo. And all these companies are interested in developing games for you. Keep them. Work with them. You need it. And we need it as gamers too. But don't forget your Nintendo franchises either. Like, case in point, F-Zero. Sniping is fun out, everyone. See you all later in the next video. Bye.